Hey folks, the week that was ending December, wait, get a hold, September the 29th. Okay, as you can see, trying a new format. I hope this works. Anyway, what have we got? Well, day trading's about to become a lot easier. That's interesting. And also, young adults are basically going all in on the YOLO idea. You only live once. All in all, that looks very scary for markets. Anyway, we'll talk further about that on the podcast. Things look to be getting a little bit crazy. Anyway, righto. China's trade surplus surges. That's that's not an unusual point. It's gotten higher since the Trump tariffs. What China is doing is saying, well, if we can't export to the US, we'll export to Europe, Australia, Latin America, and other countries. That's only going to work for so long. After they hollowed out America's industry, they're going to do that the same to everybody else. Not everybody else is going to stand for that. So there's going to be some fireworks further down the track. 1 year, 2 year, I don't know the exact timeline, but what I can tell you is the world in 5 years is going to look completely different to the way it looks now. Trump's visa crackdown and more tariffs. Donald's now whacked $100,000 on the HB1 visa, which is being taken advantage by American businesses. So again, that will change the labour market dynamics, along with Trump booting out some of the migrants, illegal migrants. He's also introduced more tariffs this week, and I think it was only yesterday or today. He's announced tariffs on pharmaceuticals, and he's also announced looking into tariffs, which he'll put on in robotics and a couple of other things I can't remember. Again, what Donald Trump doing is rebuilding America's manufacturing base. Biden was using sticks by saying we'll have the Inflation Reduction Act and the CHIPS Act. That's still in place, and Trump is now using the stick part, saying we're going to put tariffs on everybody. The example is the pharmaceutical one, where he said it's 100% tariff on imported pharmaceuticals unless you're building a factory here. So that is the idea for a lot of pharma companies to say, okay, we'll go back to the United States and start building there. Again, that sort of stuff is a long-term project. You don't knock up a pharma factory in a couple of days and away you go. So again, you're going to probably have, if Trump is successful, and I'd argue even if he's not, the worm has turned, where you're going to have a long era of American investment. Other countries will do the same as well. Okay, the AI Roadshow rolls on. Talk more about that in the podcast, but the fact is there's starting to be a few cracks in the facade, and we need to be careful given their valuations. In Australia, we're all richer. Apparently, because our houses are worth more, that means we're wealthier. Don't know about that one, but anyway, your house is not a wealth machine. It is if you do the timing on it, but another story we'll talk in the podcast. And opposing the suspicions around AI. There's an article I've put there where Dave Taylor, an economics journalist, is talking about the biggest gold rush coming. We might be a little bit behind there. I just put that in there for balance. Okay, and as we said last week on the podcast, or it might have been the week before, it seems to me everybody's got their finger in the till, or most of us have, and especially companies. I think what you'll find is there's going to be a lot more surprise, surprise, corruption and fraud going on in the Australian financial sector than you think. National Bank has employees here that have been accepting bribes. There's a couple of funds that are struggling in terms of fraud. So again, when it's weird when there's easy money and money to be made, people become fraudulent for some reason when they could just do it legally. Anyway, that's the way it works. Politically, the big thing is the GST review. This will be the Labor government's way of taking money off WA that they got from, I think it was Scott Morrison, as basically a political bribe. And if I remember correctly, it didn't work. This will be Labor's way of crawling that back and rebalancing the till a little bit. So that's a bit of a watch this space. Lesson of the week. Okay, we'll talk more about this on the pod, but just really just sort of saying to people, and if you get a chance, folks, go and have a read of the blog. It's not that long. What I'm really emphasizing here is from these valuation levels over the next 6, 12, 24 months, I have no idea what's going to happen. But over the longer term, I'm pretty confident that returns are going to be fairly awful, given what we know of history. Righto, that's it for the week. I hope you all have a good week, and I'll talk to you next week. Cheers, folks.